Okay, so let's see. Okay, so Mongo installation methods. Okay, so Windows we see in Windows how to install. So what is the method we have to follow in Windows? So GUI method. That's already done. Okay. Okay. Next, Linux platform. So in case of Linux platform, so there is a for all the database there is a common method and which is recommended in real time. Yum method. Yum method. Yum method. So today we'll see how to install MongoDB database using yum method in case of Linux platform. So in Windows only one method is applicable, that is GUI, graphical user interface. So we have to, for any method, we have to download the software. Yes, we seen already in Windows how to download the software, MongoDB server software. Then after we downloaded Mongo SH client software. We installed server software, then install the client software. Then after, along with the server software, we installed Compass also. Okay. So we seen how to connect the database and everything. That is about Windows. So in Linux, so today we'll discuss about yum method. In Linux, there is a yum method which is recommended in real time. Okay. So we'll discuss how to install MongoDB using yum method. So when you install the MongoDB database for any platform, so what is the default port number? What is the default port number? Yes,
27017.
2701717. Okay. So what is the default user? Hmm. What is the default user? What is the default user?
None, sir.
So by default, so it doesn't create any user because the authentication is disabled. When you enable the authentication, yes, that time you have to create the user with root privileges. Okay. So, okay. So these are the MongoDB versions. So we are using Linux 8, OEL, Oracle Enterprise Linux 8, 8.10. The major version is 8. So which version we can install? If you want to install MongoDB, what is the latest version? 8.0. If you want to install 8.0 MongoDB, so what is the operating system version required? Which OS we required? Yes, tell me. Which OS required? If you want to install MongoDB 8, we required a Linux 9, RHL 9. From 8 onwards, we required a OEL or RH, any Linux platform, we required a 9 version. So MongoDB 5, 6, 7. So these all three versions till 7, till MongoDB 7 version, it's supported for Linux 8 version. So if you have Oracle Linux 8, I can install up to MongoDB 7 only. I cannot install MongoDB 8.0. If you want to install MongoDB 8.0 version, you require the operating system 9 version. That is a basic platform support we have to know. Before proceeding the installation, what is the operating system, which version we are there. Based on the operating system version, you can install. Suppose you required a MongoDB 8.0, we have to install. Then make sure you have to install operating system, Linux operating system 9. So if you want to install MongoDB 3.0 up to 3.6, RHL 6, 7 it will support. So 4 to 4.4 till Linux operating system 7 version, we can install up to 4.4 only. So from 5 onwards, RHL or Linux 8 version required. So MongoDB up to 7.0 we can install on Linux 8 platform. So let's say, let me verify what is the operating system. So this is the MongoDB 7.0. Let me start the Linux mission. So yes, I am using Linux OEL 8.10. The major version is 8. If Linux 8, we can install MongoDB 7.0. So what is the prerequisites you can say? So for the installation, the internet access should be required for M method for any database. That could be Postgres, that could be Mongo. We require internet connection should be enabled on the Linux server. If you don't have internet connection, we can follow other method that is like source code method. Means we can download the software, we can copy to server using WinSCP, then you can install like source code method in Postgres. Okay, so if you have internet connection, yes, we can follow yum method. Next, root access or sudo root privileges. Make sure if you have root access, that's fine. If you don't have root access, at least you require sudo access. Whatever the you are using some user, that user required at least sudo access. If you don't have root privileges, make sure yes in as a DBA we don't get the root privileges in Linux. As a Linux admin, they have root privileges. As a DBA, we get the sudo access. That is a prerequisites. So if the U limit value for number of open files is under 64,000, minimum it's required 64,000. So this is about the prerequisites. That's common. The installation, you should have internet access and also you should have root access. Okay. If you install MongoDB with yum method, what are the default? What is the default data directory? What is the default log directory? What is the default bin directory? These are all the things we have to know in case of yum method. Okay. So you can say this is the binaries location, binaries files location, /usr/bin. That is the binary files location, bin folder. What is the, in case of yum method, if you want to install MongoDB, what is the binary file location? /usr/bin. So there we have MongoDB. This is the binary file, MongoS, MongoSH, and some other tools, MongoDump, Mongo Restore something. So this under bin folder, we can see all these binaries. So in case of Linux, when you install the MongoDB in Linux platform, we get the MongoSH. So what is the purpose of MongoSH? What is the purpose of MongoSH?
Connect to the database.
To connect the database using command line mode. In case of GUI, we cannot connect using MongoSH. In case of command line mode, if you want to connect the database, we can use MongoSH. In case of Windows, so we get the along with server software, or do we need to download separately? It's required to download separately. In case of Linux platform yum method, so we get the along with server software. So it also installed under bin folder. This is the binaries location. Next, configuration file location. /it is under /it is there is a MongoDB.config file. So what is the PostgreSQL? What is the PostgreSQL config file? PostgreSQL.config. For MongoDB.config. This is the configuration file in case of MongoDB. In case of yum method, it's created under /etc. Next, data directory. What is the default data directory? In case of Postgres, /var/lib something. Here, /var/lib Mongo. This is the data directory. So what is the purpose of data directory? To store the data files. So in yum method, for Mongo, this is the default data directory. This is the log directory. This is the service file location /lib systemd system MongoDB.service file. In Postgres also there is a service file. PostgreSQL 13.service, 14.service. So these all are default binaries location, data directory, log directory. These all are fixed only. If you want to change, we can change. These are the default locations. What is the default port number? 27017. What is the default user? None. Because authentication is disabled. When you enable authentication, that time you have to create the user. So this is about the default software location, data directory, log directory, default port number. Okay. So let's see how to install MongoDB using yum method. So for any method, if it is yum method, we have to create a repo file, repository file. repo file. People call it as a repo file. When you install using yum method, we have to, so in PostgreSQL there is a command. If you copy paste that command, it's create a repo file. Here we need to create a repo file manually. So all the repo files where it has created under /etc m.repos.d. Under all the repos file where it has where it has created by default, under this location we have to create the repo file /etc m.repos.d. Let me correct putting Oracle. So let me take IP address. Okay, let me, yes. Okay, if config, what is IP address? 0.100 putty 192.168.0.100 root Oracle. How to check the Linux operating system? I want to know what is the OS version, because in real time, so the Linux operating system installation by Linux team, we don't know what OS they installed, we have to verify. So how to check the Linux operating system version? Yes, cat /etc/os-release /etc/os-release. You can say we are using Oracle Linux Server 8.10. So the major version is 8. We can install up to MongoDB 7.0 only. We cannot install MongoDB 8.0 because the backend OS version doesn't support. If you want to install MongoDB 8.0, we require a Linux 9 version. So we are using Linux 8. Major version is 8. We are installing MongoDB 7.0. So where we have to create the repo file under /etc m.repos.d. You can see. So we have here in this location we have to create the repo file. So ll can say existing repo file. These are the existing repository files. Repo means repository file. Here we don't see any MongoDB repository file. We have to create the repository file first. How to create the repository file? So let me go to, so let me here. So just you can MongoDB installation. Open this one, install MongoDB database manual. Go here, you can get the, so you can see here, install MongoDB. Okay. So you can say install MongoDB Enterprise Edition. Yes, I want to install Enterprise Edition only in Linux platform, not Mac OS. If you want to install Mac OS, click here. If you want to Windows, click here. Now I am installing MongoDB on Linux platform. You can see here, configure the repository. So here you can see MongoDB 8.3 Enterprise Edition support the following 64-bit versions of Red Hat Enterprise Linux, CentOS, Oracle Linux. For all Linux, we required minimum version is 9. You can see RHL 9, CentOS 9, Oracle 9. That means for 8 onwards, we required backend OS support is OS version is 9 version. So let's see what is the first step, installation MongoDB Enterprise Edition. First step is step 1, configure the repository. Configure the repository. What is the first step? Configure the repository. Create and /etc m.repos.d MongoDB Enterprise DB 7.0.repo file. We have to create a repo file under this location. So how to get this? What is the repo file content? So you can use this one. So you can see here. So create on, yes, repo file that you can install MongoDB Enterprise directory using yum method. If you want to install MongoDB using yum method, you have to create the repository file under this location. So this is the content. Under repo file, the file name you can create like this. So we are using 7.0. You can keep wherever 8.3, you can replace the 7.0. That's it. So you can say, so let me MongoDB, let me create the file. Okay. So yes, MongoDB 7.0. We are using 7.0 Enterprise Edition. Click on I. You can So you can copy this content and paste over there. Copy here, you can paste here. Wherever 8.3, we are not installing 8 because our OS version is 8. So we can install Mongo 7.0. Wherever it's 8.3, you can replace 7.0. So this is what you can say base URL. 9. What is the 9? It's a 9 means Linux 9. It's treating Linux operating system version 9. We don't have 9 version, we have 8. So wherever the 9 is there, you can replace 8. Wherever the 8.3 is there, you can keep the MongoDB 7.0 version. You can see the same. Just you can 7.0. Next MongoDB enterprise repository only. Next base URL. You can keep 8 because we are using Linux 8 version only. Here 7.0 MongoDB 7.0 version. Then you can keep same. Here you can use 7.0. Just you can replace 8.3 to 7.0. You can paste here. You can save this file. I create the, now you can say, I have repository file. I can see repository file. What is the MongoDB version? 7.0 means, so this repository file related to MongoDB 7.0. Inside this content also it should be 7.0. Clear? Any queries from anyone? To create the configuration file. Suppose your Linux OS is 9 version, then you can create same as it is with the same name, with the same content. Because you can say here 8. This is the 8. You can take this one. You can take this one, or this is for 8 version, but 8 version 8.3 doesn't support. So take this one and replace the version number 8.3 to 7.0. Here this is the Linux version 8. I create the repository file. Next. So yes, you can clean all means it's going to clean the em commands. Then make cache means is there any cache, it's going to remove that. So if it's going to sudo repo list, what are the repositories you can easily identify using a repository list. Under /etc, what are the repository names are there? You can say MongoDB Enterprise 7.0. Yes, by using this command we can say the repository list. It lists the repositories under /etc m.repos.d, or you can go on direct, you can see. Okay, so next, so you can say mlist available grep MongoDB enterprise. Let's see, it gives the MongoDB softwares. What are the MongoDB softwares available? Just we can verify these things. So without this also you can go on install. Just we require create a repository file, then install the MongoDB using this one. Sudo install -y MongoDB -enterprise. So this step also you can get here. You can see second step, install MongoDB enterprise server. To install the latest stable version of MongoDB, then you can use this command. Copy here, you can paste over there. It's going to install MongoDB. So we created repository file 7.0. So it's going to install MongoDB 7.0 version only. If you create 8.3 latest repository file, then it's going to create a latest MongoDB version only. Here I created a 7.0. So it's going to install MongoDB 7.0 server version only. Okay. So let me this. Yeah. Copy, paste. It's going to install the MongoDB server version 7.0 because we created a repository file with a 7.0. That's why it's going to install MongoDB server version 7.0. If you want to install 8.3, that is the latest version. You have to use Linux operating system version is 9 only. Okay. Yeah, meanwhile, any queries? So suppose, okay. After installation. So what are the repositories installed? You can use rpm-qa grep mongo. These are the repositories going to install. So verify the installation. After installation, verify the installation. Means, so what are the binaries, location, data directory, everything we can see. Can say check the Mongo binary. So ls minus lhh slash usr slash bin mongo star. We can see under slash usr slash bin. We can see all are these are the Mongo binaries. Mongo sh, Mongo d. This is the daemon server. Mongo s. So Mongo restore. These are utilities, binaries. Okay. Next, default data directory. What is the default data directory? Slash var lib mongo. Under data directory, these are the files are there. Data files under configuration files. So next, check Mongo configuration file. This is the Mongo configuration file it's going to create. You can see cat slash etc mongodb data config file. You can see log directory. So inside the config file default log directory, this is the default log directory. Check the service file slash lib systemd system mongodb.service file going to create. To install specific version like this we have to give. To install specific version, yes, you can. Okay. Let's see. This is installed or not. Yeah, it's installing. These all are Mongo repositories installed. So all are 7.0. You can see from repository it's going to install. These all are MongoDB database tools and MongoS server. These all installing. Let's wait. If you want to, what are the repositories installed, you can using this command, you can. Total, it's a 9 downloading package. You can see 9 packages. It's downloading and install. Okay, because that's why it has to require internet connection. Whenever you follow M method, that could be any database. It's downloading, installing, and verifying. Can say. So let's see what are the Mongo repository files installed. Can say these all are installed. MongoDB Enterprise 7.0, all are 7.0 because we create the repository file 7.0 repo file. So that's why it's installed a Mongo 7.0 version. Yes, can you go to minimum? Verify the installation. Under slash usr slash bin, we can see all Mongo related binaries. How can see ls minus lrth slash usr slash bin Mongo star. What is the meaning of this command? What type of files is going to display? Yeah. Madhu, what is the meaning of this command? What? Yeah. So, what is the meaning
Binary
of
files.
Binary. Means what type of files is going to list out? What is it? Huh? Sorry?
It's verified the installations of Mongo files, sir.
What is the meaning of ls minus lrth?
It's list of the files which are existing in binaries, sir. Binary.
What is this? What is this meaning? What is this command?
We can search the file name, sir.
Sudhakar?
It shows
What is this
which are
command?
direct
What is this
lists.
command? Which highlighted?
Shows direct list, which are in present location.
What is this ls minus lrt?
List of files and directories.
Show directories and files.
Hmm?
To show directories and files.
Yes. Giving different answers. Huh? Then what is this? Okay.
Those are
What
the
is this
binary
meaning
location.
of? Huh?
Home location, sir.
What is this command? I am not saying, I am not asking what is this location. ls minus lrt space slash uss slash bin slash mongo star. What is the meaning of this command?
It's list out the directories which are the
Not
Mongo
installing
directories are.
Madhu. With ls
It
minus
lists
lrt.
it
What is
lists
list? Okay. It list. Tell me.
Are the directories
We
and
can.
files existed in Mongo binary files? At least all Mongo files. We put it specify list R, no?
So under this location, it lists the what are the files or directories which are starting with Mongo.
Mongo.
That is the exact answer. You can see. So all you can see the names and after slash bin, all the files are directories. So all are started Mongo. After Mongo, yes, that could be anything. After Mongo here top is there. After Mongo here start is there. So under bin location, I want to see what are the files or directories which are started with Mongo star because I installed Mongo. I want to see what are the Mongo files are created directories, files or directories which are started with Mongo. This is for binaries location. Okay. So next data directory. This is the data directory. So ls minus lrth space slash var slash let me ls minus lrth var lib mongo. It will list the all the files or directories inside a slash var slash lib mongo. You can see nothing like that. ls minus lrt. Okay. Slash var just we install software only. Okay. So that's why you can say all the binaries. Let me check the default. Okay. Let me see. You can see install MongoDB. Yes, we have done. Next, to cd slash var lib mongo ls minus l. Okay. Let me go on again this command. It's sudo yum install. These are the files. These are the binaries. Default data directory. Let's see. Okay. Use the this. Install MongoDB. Then MongoDB integration. Okay, let me start the services. Let's see. System setting. You can say just you can install, you can start MongoDB. MongoDB is the service MongoDB.service. So where the service files are created /usr /lib /systemd So this is the default location. Under there is a MongoDB.service file. So you can just no need to give MongoDB.service file. Just a simple MongoDB. Like in Postgres, we can give Postgres 13, right? So actually the service file is 13.service file. So we started the MongoDB server services. So it's when you check, it's showing active, it's running. Now you can go under what is I can see here. What is the configuration file? So under /etc MongoDB. This is the configuration file. This is the binaries location. Let me go to. So now you can see when you start the DB services, it's created all the data files and the configuration files. In case of Postgres SQL, when it's created under data directory, all the data files, when it created initDB. Yes or no? In case of Postgres, when you start the initDB, that time it's going to create the all the data files inside the data directory. Here just you can install the MongoDB, then you can start the services, then so you can go and see all the data files created under data directory. This is the data directory. This is the configuration file. So if you want to see log directory, what is the default log directory? You can grep this configuration file. Grep log. You can see what is the log file, default log file, var/var/log/slash MongoDB. Under there is a MongoDB.log file. So this is the default log file. Okay. So now if you want to connect the database command line mode, mongo sh. You can see we connected. We connected a MongoDB server. What is the server version? Exact server version. This is the exact server 7.0.39. This is the client version. Mongo sh client version 2.9.2. Okay. So how to see the existing databases? Show DBs. What are the databases are available? So admin database, config database, local database. In Windows also we can see same databases with the same size 40 KB, 12 KB, 40 KB. So how to create the database? You can use the command. Use DB name. Use a DB name. You can give any name, DB name. So you can say switch it to DB name. What is the DB name I given? DB name I given a DB name. You can give any DB name. So like this we can create the database. If you want to exit, you can exit. Okay. So ps-ef grep. In Postgres, how to verify the services? ps-efa pipe symbol grep Postgres. Here I can give Mongo. That's it. You can say if you want to stop the services, let me stop the services and I can verify. Stop Mongo. You can see. Now you can verify ps-grep Mongo. We don't see this line. Yes or no? Before we can see this line. There is a MongoDB. This is the server process, main process. MongoDB is the daemon process, server process, main process. So it's showing MongoDB main process under configuration file. -f means this is the configuration file default using. So after stopping the services, we could not say means the MongoDB services not running. So if you want to, you can verify like this also. So, systemctl status MongoDB. You can see services now inactive, dead. That means services are not running. So like this, we can install MongoDB in Linux platform using yum method. Any queries from anyone? This is how we can connect the Mongo sh. For now, you can say we are the services are not running. That's why it throws the error. You can say Mongo network error. Connection refused. That means database server not running. Connection is not accepting. Now immediately you can verify the service are running or not. So systemctl status. Here it's showing inactive means service is not running. You can use ps-grep Mongo also. You can use any method you can use. Okay. So that is about installation in Linux platform. using M method. Start. I am starting the MongoDB service. Now you can verify. Yes, showing main server process and a configuration file. Now you can use Mongo sh. You can see I connected. Clear? So yeah, that's it today. Okay, so let's see. Next week you can practice. Okay, so next week we'll take another session. The same way, weekdays Monday to Friday 1 class, weekend 2 classes, weekly 3 class only. Okay, so the next topic we'll see in the next session. Yeah, any queries from anyone?